and welcome back, SDW faithful. It's your girl, Carly Cross, and the future is now. Season 5 of Stone Dog Wrestling has officially kicked off, and if the debut is anything to go by, we're about to be in for the wildest ride yet. Title unifications, shocking betrayals, new factions, new champions, new blood, and one hell of a statement from the Outlaws. From the moment Dizzy and Warren Winters stepped into that ring to unify the global and US titles, to the chaos of our first ever intergender title match, and that absolutely unhinged tag tables main event, Season 5 said buckle up or get left behind. So crack open a cold one, light one up, or just settle in, because we've got a lot to talk about.
Okay, so you guys sent in your notes on the Stone Dog Wrestling Season 5 premiere, and just, wow, man, it felt like they just, fast-forwarded the whole season into one episode.
You really did, yeah.
So we're going to try to break it all down. All the big matches, the debuts,
so much happened.
All the big changes. Yeah, where do we even begin?
I mean, there's so many places we could start.
Right. we got to start, with that U.S. title unification match.
Absolutely, yeah. Dizzy versus Warren Winters.
Dizzy and Warren Winters. And, Winters, he was coming off that huge global title win just a week before this.
Just the week prior on January 17th, he won the global title.
Right. So he's got all this momentum, and unifying those belts just immediately makes this a really
high-stakes match.
Yeah, really high-stakes match.
And it's fascinating, right? It's like SDW is saying, okay, we're streamlining things, focusing on the championship picture. And I think some fans might be like, well, does this devalue the other titles?
Right.
But I think, you could also argue that it elevates the unified U.S. championship.
Right, yeah.
And like you said, Winters was on a roll. He had all that momentum.
Oh, yeah.
It seemed like he was poised for a really dominant reign.
He seemed unstoppable. But Dizzy came out and, he showed so much resilience. Your notes mentioned that Winters was controlling a lot of the action.
A lot of the match, yeah.
But Dizzy just kept kicking out,
Yeah, and then he busts up this brand new move.
The Dizzy Driver.
The Dizzy Driver, yeah.
Super stomp. It looked absolutely brutal.
It looked brutal. I thought that was it right there.
Yeah.
I thought that was the match.
That's got to be the finish.
And it's it's interesting, right? Because it shows that, Dizzy's evolving his offense. He's got this new weapon in his arsenal.
Right. But the fact that Winters kicked out,
yeah,
that says a lot about Winters.
Oh, yeah.
It shows how resilient he is, but it also, I think, shows that, SDW is not afraid to, make these title matches competitive.
Right, and they're not going to have their champions just, squash everybody,
Right, exactly, yeah.
Especially not in a unification match, you know what I mean?
Right.
So Dizzy somehow survives the Dizzy Driver. He goes right back up to the top rope, hits this just thunderous leg drop.
Huge leg drop, yeah.
And gets the pin. Dizzy is your new unified SDW U.S. champion.
Wow.
Big win for Dizzy. And, was this a genuine upset? Or was this Stone Dog Entertainment just trying to shake things up?
Right. Was this planned all along? Was Winters' global title win last week, was that all just part of the plan to set up this moment to, make Dizzy's victory even bigger,
Right, yeah. It's a really compelling story for Dizzy now. And Winters, a guy like Winters...
He's not going to just, go away.
No, he's going to want that title back.
He's going to want revenge.
Yeah, absolutely.
And speaking of shaking things up, the next segment was a total shocker.
Oh, yeah.
Ace Crusher, he comes out just furious, talking about BS, fan service.
Right.
He wants control. And then he introduces...
the new crew.
The Outlaws.
Outlaws, yeah.
Painkiller and Black Sunshine. And they're just, all about tearing it down.
Yeah.
He basically declared war on the entire SDW staff, the locker room.
He said he's running the show now.
Yeah. What was your reaction to that when you saw that?
It's a classic move, right? The rebel, the outsider coming in, shaking things up. Yeah. And it always gets the fans excited because it's like, okay, what's going to happen next?
Right.
Nobody knows.
Unpredictability.
Yeah, exactly.
And, it didn't take long to see the Outlaws in action because we go right from that to this impromptu tag team match.
Right.
Painkiller and Black Sunshine against...
Russ Russell.
Russ Russell. And a newcomer.
Chuck Price.
Chuck Price.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Crusher himself in that match, but...
Right, but he pulls out, sends in his guys.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the message, right? It's like, I don't need to wrestle. I've got these guys, and they're going to do my bidding.
Right, yeah, exactly.
And it adds to that that sense of disruption.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, he throws them into a match against a veteran like Russell, and then this unknown quantity in Chuck Price.
And Chuck Price, man, he had a really impressive debut.
He did.
Like your note said, he really held his own.
Yeah, he definitely showed a lot of potential.
Yeah.
It's almost a shame that he had to be in there with Rest Russell, who seemed
like off.
Yeah, like a little hesitant.
Right, like almost like questioning his place in SDW, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like is he happy?
Yeah.
Is he where he wants to be?
Right.
You know, is he gonna buy into Crusher's message?
Right, yeah, exactly.
And I think that internal conflict that Russell's going through, that's really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
And it makes you wonder, like, okay, what's next for him?
Right.
You know, is he gonna crack? Is he gonna join the Outlaws?
Yeah.
Or is this gonna motivate him to, you know, to change things up, to fight back?
Yeah.
We'll see.
It's exciting.
Yeah, the match itself was just hard-hitting, man.
It was.
Painkiller and Black Sunshine, they showed some really great teamwork.
Yeah.
And Black Sunshine even seemed to, like, injure Rust's arm.
Yeah, it looked pretty bad.
Yeah. I don't know how serious it is, but it looked bad.
Yeah.
But Rust somehow kicks out of Black Sunshine's finisher, the Black Hole Sun.
Which was brutal.
Yeah.
That stinning heel kick.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I thought that was it.
When he hit that, I was like, okay, it's over.
Yeah.
But then, you know, Chuck Price, he hits this incredible springboard stunner.
The koala cutter.
The koala cutter. Springboard stunner right into a flying fist.
I mean, it looked like he might actually steal the win for his team.
It was really close.
Yeah, it was really close.
Yeah, but, you know, the experience of the Outlaws and their teamwork, it just
paid off, yeah.
It paid off in the end.
Black Sunshine, tilt-a-whirl DDT, right into a crossface.
Brutal. A neck and jaw crank.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Russ taps out, so the Outlaws get the win. I mean, what does this tell us about their potential as a tag team?
I think it tells us they are serious contenders.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they are a threat to any team in the division.
Right.
And, you know, that win sends a message to everyone else in the locker room.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're here to stay.
Right. Yeah.
And we're coming for the titles.
And then we go to the TV title unification match. And this was historic.
Oh, yeah.
Blaze against Reaper. First intergender match.
First ever intergender match in SDW history.
Wow.
And, I mean, unifying these titles in an intergender match, I think it says a lot. You know?
It's like they're breaking down barriers, right?
Yeah.
And it elevates the Women's TV Championship.
Right.
And it opens up all sorts of new possibilities for storytelling.
Yeah, for sure.
And we've never seen anything like this on the Stone Dog Entertainment channel before.
Right. And Blaze, she came out strong.
She did.
I mean, she was just tossing Reaper around like
she was ragdolling it
double
around.
axe handles. She dropped him right on his face on the top turnbuckle.
It was impressive.
It was. I mean, Reaper could barely get any offense in.
Yeah, and it almost seemed like he was
like hesitant.
Yeah, hesitant to hit her.
Yeah, like he didn't want to hurt her. You know?
Right, and it's interesting because it adds this whole psychological layer to the match, right?
Oh, right.
You know, is he holding back?
Right.
Is it respect? Or is it, you know, a weakness that Blaze is going to exploit?
Yeah. Yeah.
And, I mean, she was in control for most of the match.
Right.
He did eventually mount a comeback, though.
He did, yeah.
Hit a couple of big moves. But,
yeah.
But even then, like, when he had her up on the top rope, it seemed like he was thinking about throwing her out, but then he stopped.
Right, yeah.
It's like he didn't want to take it that far.
Yeah. But then...
and then, out of nowhere, Grimm's music hits.
Right. Grimm's music hits.
And Reaper's distracted.
And Blaze just capitalizes.
Yeah.
Hits the pedigree.
Triple H's signature face-first slam.
Yeah, the pedigree. Gets the win. Blaze is the unified TV champion.
Wow.
Historic.
Historic victory.
Yeah, and that distraction from Grimm, I mean, that was pretty smart.
It was a smart move by Blaze, yeah. It shows her ring awareness, her cunning, but it also it brings Grimm into the story, right?
Right.
Was he working with Blaze?
Yeah.
Was it just a coincidence? You know, was it a psychological tactic to mess with Reaper?
Yeah. Lots of questions.
So many questions.
And Reaper's hesitation throughout the match. I mean,
yeah.
Was it genuine respect or was it a strategic weakness that Blaze was able to exploit.
Right.
I mean, she's the unified TV champion now.
She is.
First ever in SDW history.
And it's interesting because, you have to wonder, going forward, is Reaper going to be able to compete in intergender matches?
Right.
Is he going to be able to overcome that hesitation?
Yeah.
Or is that going to be his downfall?
Yeah, we'll see.
It's going to be interesting to watch.
And then we go to a tag team tables match.
Oh, yeah. The Maniacs.
The Maniacs.
Versus Braddock Knight and Stone Dog.
Braddock Knight and Stone Dog. I mean, tables matches, they're always crazy.
Always chaotic.
Always chaotic, yeah.
Tables flying everywhere.
And this one was no exception.
Yeah, lots of carnage.
Lots of carnage.
Braddock was hitting DDTs left and right. Basket Case was choking out Stone Dog early on.
Yeah.
Braddock even grabbed a chair at one point.
Yeah, but Stone Dog stopped him.
Yeah, Stone Dog managed to intervene.
Yeah, but then Stone Dog puts Basket Case through a table.
Huge spot.
Huge spot.
And then it's basically
it's just doink.
Doink against Braddock and Stone Dog.
Yeah, 2-on-1.
Yeah.
It felt like the Maniacs were in trouble there.
It did, but it's like, even with a man down, the Maniacs, they're still dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Doink, he's unpredictable.
He is.
He's a wild card.
Yeah. And he almost got the win, too, right?
He did, yeah. He managed to put Stone Dog through a table.
Yeah, but Stone Dog, he recovers quickly.
Stone Dog's tough, man.
Oh, yeah.
He's been doing this for a long time.
He's a veteran, yeah.
Yeah.
And then...
double choke slam on Doink.
Double choke slam.
Yeah.
And then Stone Dog hits his Samoan driver.
That spinning belly-to-back slam.
Yeah. And that looked like it might be the finish, but
yeah.
It wasn't. Braddock Knight.
Spinebuster
threw a table on Doink.
For the win.
Braddock Knight and Stone Dog get the win. What a match, man.
It was a wild one.
It was. What does this mean for this veteran team?
I mean, it solidifies their position as
like a top team?
Yeah, a top team in the division.
Yeah.
And it shows that experience, it matters.
That's awesome.
Especially in a match like this.
Right.
They know how to handle the chaos.
Yeah.
They know how to use those tables to their advantage.
Right, and they know how to exploit their opponent's weaknesses.
Yeah.
And then
we get a brand new match type.
A new match type.
Yeah.
The new SDW Extreme match.
Wow.
Tyler Justice, newcomer.
Versus the evolved T Clayton.
T Clayton.
Yeah.
So we finally find out who T is.
Yeah. The mystery is revealed.
It's T Clayton.
And man, this match was brutal.
Falls count anywhere.
No ropes.
One fall. I mean, this is
hardcore.
It's hardcore, yeah.
This is a sign of things to come, I think.
Right.
Stone Dog Entertainment, they're not afraid to, push the boundaries.
Yeah, they're going in a new direction, it seems like.
Yeah.
And your notes said that T. Clayton busts open Tyler Justice's face right at the start.
Yeah, early on. Just blood everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, they were using everything. Trash cans, kendo sticks, steel steps.
Anything they could get their hands on.
Yeah, as a brawl all over the arena.
And it's interesting, right? Because Clayton, he's evolved.
Right.
He's the T now.
The T, yeah.
And it's like he's unleashed a new level of aggression.
Yeah. I mean, this match, it was just...
Violent, just
nonstop action.
Yeah.
Back and forth, using the weapons. But then Tyler, he hits this huge slam.
Yeah.
And then whips T into the steel steps.
Vicious whip.
Oh, man. Just brutal. And then out of nowhere, a spike.
Outside the ring.
Gets the pin. Tyler Justice, newcomer, defeats the veteran T. Clayton.
Wow.
What a debut for Tyler Justice.
I mean, that's a huge statement.
It is, yeah.
To come in and beat a guy like Clayton in a match like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's instantly a major player in the extreme division.
Yeah, for sure. And what does this mean for Clayton?
Right. What's next for him?
Yeah, like where does he go from here?
He's evolved into the T, but is this the end of the line for him?
Right.
Or is he going to bounce back from this?
Yeah.
I have to wait and see.
Yeah, and then amidst all this chaos, we have this confrontation between Aaron A. Sweet, he's back.
Yeah.
And Monica.
Representing the Disciples.
Yeah. And Sweet, he comes out, he's like, talking about a new era of SDW.
Yeah.
A sweet new era, he calls it.
Right. And he's thanking everyone for their merch sales,
Yeah.
Acting like he's still in charge.
Right. Like he's like the boss.
Yeah. Nothing's changed. Yeah.
Right. But
Monica shuts him down.
She shuts him down quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, she was intense.
Oh, yeah.
She basically told him, you're living in the past. This is our time now.
Right.
The disciples are in control.
Yeah.
And she even threatened him.
Yeah, she called him Atrax.
Atrax, yeah.
And basically said, if you mess with us, you don't have to worry about Reaper. You got to worry about me.
Yeah, and that's a serious escalation.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, she's not just a spokesperson for the disciples anymore.
Right.
She's a threat in her own right.
Yeah, yeah.
And the fact that she called them Atrax, I mean, that suggests there's a deeper history there.
Right.
Something we don't know about yet.
Yeah. Yeah. And then to add to all this, Tony Khan
sends a message.
Yeah, he sends a message.
Roasting Aaron is sweet.
Roasting Aaron is sweet.
And referencing that controversial ending of the War Games Mayhem match.
Yeah. I mean, what was that all about? I don't know, but it's like Tony Khan's getting involved now.
Right.
He's adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
And that reference to War Games Mayhem, it's like there's something there that we don't know about yet.
Right.
Something that's going to come back and haunt Sweet.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, we gotta keep an eye on that.
And then we go to the tag title unification match.
Oh, yeah.
Sammy and Scotty against
Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair.
Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. I mean, on paper, this looked like a mismatch.
It did.
Cargill and Belair, I mean...
They were the favorites.
They were the favorites, yeah.
I mean, they're both so powerful, so athletic.
Right. Individually, they're both amazing, but together.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed like they were unstoppable.
Yeah, it seemed like a foregone conclusion.
Right.
They were going to unify those titles.
And the match started out pretty much as expected.
Yeah.
Sammy and Scotty, they were struggling.
Yeah.
Against the power and athleticism of
Cargill and Belair.
Yeah. I mean, Jade, she was just dominant.
You was.
Just like preventing every attempt by Sammy and Scotty to escape.
Yeah, she was like a wall.
Yeah, and then she just launched Scotty across the ring at one point.
Oh, yeah, that was brutal.
It was brutal, yeah.
It looked like she was going to win it single-handedly.
Yeah, it really did. It felt like only a matter of time before they unified those titles.
But then, out of nowhere...
Yeah.
Makes Jade Cargill tap out.
Taps out Jade Cargill. I mean, nobody saw that coming.
Nobody.
Sammy and Scotty win the match. They unify the titles, and they're going by Vicious and Delicious now.
Vicious and Delicious.
What a name, man.
What a throwback.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a huge upset.
It is.
Jade Cargill submitting?
Yeah.
I mean, that's unheard of.
Yeah.
And the name Vicious and Delicious, it's like it gives them this instant credibility.
Right.
You know, it's like they're not just some new team.
Right.
They have a history.
Yeah, they've got a legacy.
Yeah.
And I mean, this changes the whole tag team division, you know?
It does.
What's next for them?
Right. And what about Cargill and Belair?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to take this lying down.
They're going to want those titles back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then finally, the main event.
The main event, yeah.
The undisputed SDW championship match.
Roman Reigns versus CM Punk.
Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. I mean, this is a match that...
years in the making.
Yeah, years in the making.
Yeah, but so much history.
So much history. Yeah, both former Paul Heyman guys.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, the story was already there.
It was, yeah.
And the match itself did not disappoint.
It did not.
I mean, this was just a back and forth, brutal match.
It is brutal, yeah.
DDTs, suicide dives, tables being used inside the ring, outside the ring.
Punk busted Roman open.
Yeah, Punk busted Roman open.
Near falls.
Oh, yeah, lots of near falls. I mean, Punk had to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I thought that was it.
Yeah. Me too.
But Roman kicked out.
Oh!
Somehow.
Yeah.
And then later in the match, Punk uses a trash can.
Yeah.
Roman hits the standing rock bottom.
Yeah.
Goes for the spear, but Punk counters with a knee.
Yeah, right to the jaw.
Right to the jaw. Yeah.
And then Punk goes for the double axe handle.
Yeah.
And the Windy City elbow, but Roman dodges it.
Dodges it, yeah. I mean, this was just like...
Back and forth, back and forth.
Non-stop action.
Yeah.
Just like both guys giving it their all.
Yeah, and it's like you could see the desperation in both their eyes.
Right.
You know, they both wanted that title so badly.
Yeah.
And it was just a matter of who was going to break first.
Right.
And then, well, we'd get the interference.
Drew McIntyre.
Out of nowhere.
Slams Punk through a table.
Through a table, yeah.
And that gives Roman the opportunity.
Yeah.
He hits the splash.
Gets the win.
New undisputed SDW champion.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns. I mean, what a finish.
What a controversial finish.
Yeah, controversial. Why did McIntyre interfere?
Right. What was his motivation?
Yeah.
I mean, it throws the whole championship picture into chaos.
It does, yeah.
And, we thought the rivalry between Reigns and Punk was intense before.
Yeah.
But now...
It's got even more complicated.
Now you add McIntyre into the mix.
Yeah.
It's going to be a powder cake.
Yeah. So, I mean, this whole premiere was just like a nonstop roller coaster.
It was.
New rivalries, title changes, power shift. I mean, it's clear that Stone Dog Entertainment is...
They're not messing around.
They're not messing around, yeah.
This is a new era of SDW.
It is.
And it's exciting.
It is exciting.
It's unpredictable.
It's unpredictable.
Yeah. And it's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah, we hope this deep dive into the SDW Season 5 premiere has given you a better understanding of everything that went down.
Yeah. And hopefully you're as excited as we are for what's next.
There are so many stories that are just, starting to unfold.
Yeah, and it's anyone's guess where they're going to go.
Make sure you don't miss any of the action by tuning into Stone Dog Wrestling every week on Twitch and YouTube.
You don't want to miss this.
With so many new champions and a disruptive force like the Outlaws on the scene.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to be the biggest change in SDW by the end of the season?
I don't know, but I can't wait to find out.
Yeah, me neither. It's going to be a wild ride.
And just like that, the fuse on Season 5 has officially been lit. We've got Vicious and Delicious holding the tag titles, the Outlaws declaring war on the entire roster, Blaze making history, and Roman Reigns once again sitting atop the mountain. But if you think SDW is slowing down, you clearly haven't been paying attention. We're just getting started. Don't forget, SDW goes live every Friday night at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time on Twitch and YouTube. So set your reminders, join the chaos, and let's see where this wild season takes us. Until next time, keep your fists up, your eyes open, and your ears locked on Carly Cross. I'll see you in the ring.